Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind the Country Chic Cottage. We're back today with another fun card video with Cricut cards. So Cricut recently released foil insert cards, which is a little bit different than regular insert cards in that they have the foil sheets included. So if you have any Cricut machine, the foil tool, and a card mat, you can make foil insert cards. So we're going to run through what these are and how to use them. I'm going to use them on my Cricut Maker with the 2x2 card mat, but you can literally use these with any Cricut machine. As long as if you have the Joy, you make sure that you get the cards that are sized for the Joy. That would be the only thing. Otherwise, any of the cards you could use on your Explore or Maker series machine. So let's take a look first at the foil insert cards themselves and what comes in the package. Here's a sampling of the foil card kits. So you need to look for ones that say foil transfer insert cards. Now, I think they're redoing the packaging on these. The smaller cards say Cricut Joy. However, I'm going to use my Cricut Maker for all the cards I'm going to make today. Just because they say Cricut Joy does not mean you cannot use them on your Maker and Explore with the new 2x2 card mat. I do have a quick shortcut sheet for card sizes, what machines they can be used on, and I will link to that in the description below. It was on my former video on the 2x2 card mat. If you want to head to that video and watch it, you can as well. In that video, I got requests to use the Maker the next time, so I'm going to use my original Maker for this one. So let's take a look at what comes in the card kits. So on the back of the card kit, you'll see what's included. So you'll see what color the cards are, what color the inserts are, what color the foil transfer sheets, and then how many envelopes you get. So you do get inserts as well as pre-folded and cut cards. Then the foil transfer sheets. This one comes with gold and silver, and the rest of the ones I picked do as well. I am not sure if those are the only colors that come in the foil card kits yet, and it does have tape with the foil itself. And then you get the envelopes to complete the card. You will need the foil transfer tool, and currently, as of the filming of this video, the foil transfer tool does not work in the app, so you would need a computer. So now that you've seen the cards, let's take a look at Design Space and how to get the designs for the cards that we're gonna make today. All right, so let's take a look at finding card designs in Cricut Design Space. You can go two different ways. You could go to Projects. From here, I haven't even searched for anything, and there are plenty of card designs coming up. You can go to Cards here. You could search cards in this project box, and then you can just pick the card you want. Now, if you're picking these, let me click on one of these. You can pick the finish size here. However, you would need to pick ones that use the foil tool. There is no option to customize these, so you couldn't change pin lines to foil lines with the project cards. So yes, these are great. They're a great way to find cards really quickly, and just click Make It. And when you click Make It, it'll go directly to the Make It screen, and you would be ready to cut and foil your card. Now, what if I wanted to do more than just the cards they have in Design Space? How is that possible? It definitely is. The next way we're going to talk about is images. So you can click Image. You can pull down Project Type and click this checkbox to have only cards on your screen. You can search here for a certain image or just scroll through the cards. And the benefit of doing this is I can change from a pin design to a foil design right in Design Space, then click Make It. So that does open up more designs and more options. But you can see that the same options we were just looking at in project cards are here. So these floral cards here are also in images. So I have put several cards here on my mat. Now I didn't look at if the cards were foil or pin lines, and I also didn't look at the size because I'm going to resize them on this screen to fit the cards I have. So you don't have to worry about what size card they are either. First thing you want to do for each one is click the layer, and if it is a pin layer, change that to a foil layer. So I'm going to change these to foil, fine. You can also change the color of the foil if you would like. So I'm going to do each of these and change the pin layer to a foil layer. Now on this last one, it has two different pin colors. I am going to attempt to do two different foil colors. So we're going to pick two different foils, and on this one I definitely do want to change the foil color of this second version so that the Maker stops and asks me to change. I don't know if we're going to be successful in doing two different foil colors, And I also don't know if this version with kind of the fill is gonna work with the foil, but I'm always up for a challenge, so we're gonna try that one. So now I am gonna resize these for the cards I have. So I'm gonna make this one 4.25 by 6. And then this one I wanna put on my larger card, so I'm going to make it 4.5 by 6.35. I do have the design sizes on the cheat sheet for the card sizes, so be sure to download that below if you don't know what size to make your designs. All right, so I have all of these pre-made designs ready to go. Now remember that I can't make all of these on the same mat. These two cards are the same size, so I could change the cut on this one, just pick the cut layer, and I could change it to the blue, and I could cut those at the same time. But otherwise I would need to cut each of these individually. Now, what if you want to make your own card design? We'll go to Images, Browse All Images, Project Type, Cards, click this free box. You should see several different options for the cut corners. So we can pick the cut corner that we like and add it to our canvas. So now I have a set of corners, and this one is actually the same size as this card here, which will probably work. And so now I can add shapes, I could add text, whatever, and design my own card. So let me just design a card quickly. So right now this You Are Magic design is free in Cricut Design Space. Now something about insert cards is we are going to lose all the centers of these letters. If you want to keep the centers of letters, you would need to use something like cutaway cards, which I have another video for, and I will link to that below. But we are going to lose the centers of everything. The O will probably stay, but like the A, the E, the G, we will lose the letters. So I'm going to go ahead and align this in the center with each other. And I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And I'm going to make these star shapes as foil lines. So I'm going to go ahead and alter this version with contour to remove those star shapes, add the star shapes back in as foil lines, and then I'll come back. So now I have one piece that is the stars, and I can change those to a foil, fine, and put those right back in the same location as they were before. We want to attach together the words, the foil lines, and the corner cuts. Pick all of those and click attach. Now it's all attached together. It's the front of a card. Now we'll click those cut lines, and we're going to change those to the yellow. That is the same yellow as this one because these cards are the same size. So that gets us two different cards, one that I made with just free shapes in Cricut Design Space and one that I picked from the images. So now we have a pretty wide selection of cards, enough to put these foil cards to the test. Let's head to the Maker and make some cards. So now we have our designs and we are ready to create some cards. Now if you noticed, I did say on the previous video that I did mess up one of the designs. It is completely upside down. I did not realize that until I cut it. So let's head to the Cricut machine, cut these cards, and you can just hear the surprise in my voice when I realize that the card is indeed upside down. So here's the 2x2 card mat, and you do want to remove the protective sheet. Now I have these side by side, so I'm going to remove both. You could move the cards to be down in the lower section and just remove one if you would like. I did tell the Cricut machine that I wanted to cut these on the mat, and I'm going to pick insert card as my material setting. And then we're going to push the cards in all the way up and all the way over to the fold line. Then we'll just press the card down onto the mat, and it should reach the correct line for the type of card you're cutting. So I'm just going to add 2 cards to this mat, and we're going to try 2 first of all with our Cricut Maker, all the way up, all the way over. Then once these are down on the mat, your Cricut machine is going to tell you that the foil operation is first. That means we need to go ahead and put the foil on the foil cards before we add it to the Cricut. So I'm going to use gold foil for this one, silver for this one. Now if you use the foil that came in the package, it will be cut to the correct size for the card. Then the package also comes with the tape that you need to attach it to the card. So you want to put the foil about in the center. This is a great way not to waste any foil, because otherwise the large foil sheets, you might waste quite a bit. And we want the foil to be tight So I'm gonna pick up that foil with the edge of my tape, pull it tightly, stick the tape down as I go all the way across. Then I like to tape on all 4 sides just to make sure that it is held still. Then I'll repeat with the foil for the other card. So now both cards are ready. I've moved my star wheels to the center portion. If you leave them across the bar, they could mess up your cards, so moving them to the center is the safest. I went ahead and added my foil tool to clamp B. And now I'm just gonna load my mat to cut my cards. We're gonna press the go button and it will foil first, then it will cut. Once it's ready to cut, Cricut Design Space will prompt you to change your blade. So we're gonna put the fine point blade in, and we're gonna remove the foil. That has now transferred to our cards. Then we'll press the go button to cut. Then once it's done, we'll just remove this. And let's take a look at how to remove these from the mat. So I can tell you right now, I did this card completely upside down. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. I will put notes on this video about the design of it. I should have flipped it all the way around. Just having one of those days. It does happen to all of us, so we'll just leave this part in the video. But I'm going to remove the card portion from the mat, and I'll go ahead and add the insert so you can see what it could look like if it was not upside down. So there's the card itself, and the corners look great. So if you saw my card mat video, the original version with the insert cards and cutaway cards, you may know that the card mat itself was off on my Explore Air 2, which was the reason so many people asked me to use a Maker. And for the Maker, it looks like they're literally perfect. So whether there was changes to Design Space or the Maker just does a better job, I am not sure. But it is doing a really great job at doing these cards. So let me continue removing these and removing all the cut pieces, and then we will take a look at adding the inserts. So here's the upside down card. I went ahead and put the insert in. It's super cute. You do see what I mean about missing the centers of those letters, but you can definitely still read it. And if you were to do it right side up, I think it'd be really cute. And here is this version. So when you're making your own card designs, be sure to flip them the right way. That's all I can say about that. That's okay. And now I'll just put this version in, and you can see what a cute card that makes as well. So I'm going to make a few other versions with the foil tip, and we'll come back and take a look at all of them so we can really put the foil insert cards to the test. So let's take a closer look at some of the cards that we made. So we saw this one as well as the one I did upside down. Then I made a few of the larger cards. So here's this version. So the only thing about picking your own designs that are not foil designs is the foil is smaller than the card. And if you can see on this one, this was a pen one and I changed it to foil lines. It cut some of the design off. Now, is this card fine? It absolutely is. But you might just want to watch the design and how close it is to the edge of your card. Then this is another one. Again, this one actually might be my favorite. The next one might be my favorite, but this one is definitely a close contender. Looks amazing with the foil. And then finally we have this one where I did the 2 different colors of foil, and it is perfect. And it also worked with these lines that are close together. So if you see designs like that, the foil will work with those pattern designs. And so the heart is silver, and then the rest of this is done in gold foil, and this card looks great. So I hope you enjoyed this look into foil insert cards. And now that you see me mess up, maybe you'll make your card designs correctly. I absolutely love making cards with my Cricut machine. Now I will still say that personally I like the cutaway cards better. So I like those better than the insert cards, either this foil version or the regular version without the foil. I still like the cutaway cards better. I also am not wild that the foil is so small in these packages. So it's so much smaller than the card itself, and I feel like that's cutting off some of my designs. So when I want to change those designs that are intended for pins to foil, some of the times I'm missing some of the foil around those outside edges, which I'm not crazy about. So for me, the foil cards aren't perfect, and they may not be something I use on a regular basis. I would probably turn to the cutaway cards, but I've heard people that say they don't like the cutaway cards. If you don't like those, these might be a great option for you. Just depends on what you like and what you like to create with your Cricut machine. Now, can you use foil on regular cards without the card mat, without needing to buy these kits from Cricut? 100% yes. You could just, design a card on your Cricut machine using the regular mat on your Maker or Explore. Doesn't even have to be a folded card. You can make it out of cardstock, add a score line down the center, and put a foil design on it. Not a problem. You don't have to have these kits. These kits just make it simple and easy to make a card when you're in a hurry, or if you just don't want to spend the time designing and worrying about making those cards. So either way you want to make a card, your Cricut machine can definitely do that. So I hope this video helped you. If it did, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions about foil cards or your Cricut machine in general, feel free to ask those below. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.